Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday, the 18th, November 18th. Um, I like how every time I have this stream is when I'm like, what day is it today? Ooh, I forgot to put on my earrings. I have these like fall earrings. Um, yeah, how are you all doing? To be honest, I'm not at my peak right now in terms of energy, and in terms of mood. Um, it's it's been I was in yeah, I was in a bad mood earlier. And I think I'm slowly starting to come out of it. Um, but it's been a lot going on. It's a weird feeling of like every time I feel like it's a lot and I tell myself like then I just tell myself no, like you're probably like I don't know why I do this, but I'm like I just like negate myself. I'm like no, your problems are trivial. um like every time I'm like oh, I don't feel the happiest or like I'm not in a great mood or like there's just it feels like there's been a lot going on. And then like a part of me is always like, no, your problems are trivial and you shouldn't be feeling that way. Um so I like deny myself. I don't know why I do that. But um yeah, so I think I'm a little bit like mentally exhausted. And so I wanted to take um this stream a little bit easier. Um, Hi, Nerdy Curious. I'm guessing maybe it's Rach that's joined. Um, Hello. Thanks for joining today. I had a lot of fun on your stream last Thursday. Oh my God, was it last Thursday? It feels like a long time ago. Everything feels like a long time ago. Um, yeah. Everything feels like a long time ago. Um, but I think it's just a combination of think I guess projects. There's been like a very long-term project that I've been working on. And it's like draining my energy more than usual. I'm just like very much looking forward to when very much looking forward to when it's completed. It's been a very long journey. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer, Rachel. Thank you so much. Um, yes, I would love that. I would love to be back. It's still like one of the only times anybody's like let me talk about my opinions for um my opinions about Asian romance. Like nobody needed that. But I had a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, wait, I'm like trying to put my other earring in, and I'm sure that just made a lot of noise. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I wanted to put my very fall inspired earrings in. I have to admit, fall is like one of my favorite seasons. It's probably, well, there's only four of them. So I guess like to rank, it's like fall, spring, winter, summer. It's probably how I would rank it. But yeah, I really like the coziness of fall. Um, and so I feel like that coziness is also making me feel a little bit lazier of like I don't want to, especially like after the deadlines that I've gone through. Um, I'm just like I don't want to do anything right now. Hi, Owen, KB Codes. Hello, welcome back. And hi, Gilliam, welcome back. Um, so happy to see you all in the chat. I hope that this November Wednesday is going well for you. I think I don't know what it is. I feel it's like a weird thing. Again, it's like one of those, I feel really mentally exhausted, but then there's like a part of me that's like, no, Shirley, it's just like, it's like, and like, there's a part of my mind that's like slapping my like hand away. I don't know. But like, then another part of my mind is like, no, Shirley, you haven't even been doing that much. Like, you don't need to, like, why are you so mentally exhausted? And, um, I think that's I don't know. I think that comes from a like, always feeling like I need to do more. Um, it's a very interesting thing. So I remember it distinctly. I don't know if this is, I think it's certainly a very Chinese thing. I don't know like if other cultures have this or not, but there's like a constant need to strive for better. And I just remember when I was young, like maybe middle school or so, um, I just really remember this one interaction I had with my parents that was like, I think I had maybe gotten like, I don't know, probably like a 90% on a test or something. Or maybe it was like high 80 or probably like a 90% or something, like an A minus. And then and my parents were, I think, I don't remember the context, um but I remember I said something like, well, I did much better than a lot of the other kids in my class. And my parents were like, no, that's not the attitude you should have. The attitude you should have is like, you should be comparing yourself to the people that did better than you, not the people that did worse than you. And that really stuck with me. Where I think ever since, and I guess I was like young enough that I was like, whatever your parents tell you, you're like, okay, I'll take this as gospel. Um, and so I think ever since I've like really only ever like strived towards like and comparing myself to people that did better than me or like trying to strive to be better. Um, and only recently have I really kind of like taken a step back and been like, actually, that's kind of not, sometimes really not healthy. Because then I end up putting myself down a lot, like what I did earlier of feeling really mentally exhausted, but then not letting myself have that mental break. Because I'm like, well, like, why are you even feeling so exhausted when you haven't even done as much as like what other people have done? Um, yeah, I guess I'm like finally starting to realize like some of the toxic habits I have. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, my parents shouldn't have said that to me. Like I'm not trying to blame my parents for what they tried to instill. I think it's a very much like a cultural thing. Like they're definitely not unique in that. And I think they've also put themselves through that same standard. So I don't I'm not trying to be like my parents were horrible for saying this. I think it really is like a kind of like a societal cultural thing. Um Hi, Alice. Welcome in. Thanks for working on our sketches. Ooh, awesome. Owen is building a new PC, getting final parts tomorrow. Um, ooh, I've always been really fascinated by like building your own PC. I've never done it. I don't actually really know like what goes into it either, but I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Um, oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Gilliam. Thanks for listening to the Friend Happy Hour episode. Yeah, that imposter syndrome one was really, it felt really good to get what I felt out there, and kind of like talk about it in what really felt like a safe space. I it's this is another, I think, bad habit of mine. Of so because I think Hello Near This mentioned it, I think last week, I was like, oh, I should go back and like, listen to it. Uh, I really enjoy re-listening to like my happy hour episodes actually, just because it's like so much fun. Um, and then the whole time I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, I talk so much. Like, why am I talking so much? Like, why am I hogging the time so much? Um, and that's like another thing I do, which I think is like I do because and that stems from like a um that stems from a place of I do know that I do like to talk a lot, and I'm not the most concise person when I'm speaking. And so sometimes like there's a lot of thoughts, and then I like to give a lot of detail, which I think probably irritates some people. So that's something I'm like constantly trying to improve. But um, so that's also why like sometimes I'll listen back to a podcast episode just to be like, did I talk too much? And that one I was like, oh God, I talked so much. um, and then I had to be like, well, I guess I was guest, so as long as I'm not always like that. But I also go through that kind of like loop of like that kind of bad habit of like trying to censor myself because I don't want to be the person that talks too much. I don't know. It's an interesting balance. I wonder what you all think. Um, and high altitude Cherenkov. High altitude Cherenkov. Actually, I'm wondering what Cherenkov means. Welcome back in. The hardest part for building a PC is probably selecting the parts. That makes sense. What would you say is like the most core part? Like what are the most core parts of uh selecting for PC? Like what are the things that you absolutely need for it to like, run normally? Because like this is asking from the perspective of I don't know. I've never really thought too much about like, all the parts that are in a PC. I mean, like there are, I do realize some of the things that go in there. Um, but like, I actually don't know what's the list of all of the like requisite things. And then like, what are the kind of like add-ons that you like to do? Um, ah, yeah, thank you, Gilliam. Says in that podcast, the newest member guest always talks more, which is fair. Um, oh, thank you, Altern. Um, thank you so much. um, Nerdy Curious says, I'm not concise either. I feel that. I think self-editing, like live self-editing, is a really hard skill. Because then you have to, in the split seconds of a pause that you have to kind of like outline a whole set of points in your head and then put them in a good order and like try to convey all of those points and not forget what you're trying to say. I don't know. I feel like I don't really have the full mental capacity for that. Um, yeah. Of And then I think depending on the audience, like sometimes you don't need all the detail and sometimes you need all of the detail. So I had to take a communications class in business school, and to this day, I think it's both one of the easiest classes and one of the hardest classes I've taken, in that it was trying to teach us effective communication. And so that's why I think about this a lot of how do I outline my talking points in my head in the few seconds that I have such that it's clear and hopefully concise and gets the point across. Sometimes I feel like like I think I repeat myself too much. Um just because I feel like I'm trying to like establish a point and that point just gets repeated so many times. I've also gotten a few comments here and there about the number of times I say ums and likes, which I think is something I personally want to work on. Yeah, like just now. I do try to make a conscious effort not to say ums and likes, but sometimes when I'm taking such a long time, such a long time formulating all of my points, it just like comes through. But I'm not. I also I'm also kind of like stubborn in that I'm just like I'm not doing it for the people in those comments, because in those comments, the comments for like the videos, in those videos, I'm confident that I am giving really good points and like I am sharing really good knowledge. So if the only thing they're going to comment on are my ums and likes, then like that's not the kind of people that like I don't like. That's I feel like that's their problem and not mine. But I do want to work on the ums and likes for myself, because sometimes, oftentimes, I get annoyed with myself with the number of ums and likes I use. Like in some of the podcast episodes that I'm in that I listen back to, I get annoyed with myself. I'm just like, oh my God, there's so many ums and likes. So that's that's something I consciously try to work on. But it's really hard, especially when you're like trying to talk live and trying to kind of formulate all these thoughts on like a podcast or something, and there's like a cast of people that are listening to you. Sometimes it's really hard to edit yourself down. So, yeah. Ooh, Serenify. Hello, welcome back in. So happy to see so many familiar names. So many familiar people coming back in. So Serenify says PCPartPicker.com is your friend. They even have community builds with costs. Ooh, live updated from different websites, and their tool will show you where parts are incompatible. That's awesome. Remember, PCPartPicker.com. Oh, so, this is awesome. Well, okay, so I know I've been meaning to build a PC for my stream, so I don't know if I need to go this hardcore, but let's see, I need to do the kind of homework for that. And maybe that's like this holiday season, I can do the homework for that. But one of the fun things that I'm hoping to get to do during the holidays is I really want to. So I was talking to my husband about some fun projects I can do that's like away from the screen. I just need like some time, a break, like away from the screen this holiday season. And well, I guess I still need the screen. And one of his ideas that I really love is programming some lights for the background and having those light up anytime. Like I don't know what I'm going to map it to, but you all in the chat, I don't know if it's like if you send a certain emote or if you say something, then like whatever it is that you put in the chat will like trigger the lights to light up or have some sort of pattern. I'm really excited about this idea because then it's either, I'm not sure, I haven't fully decided if I want to do Raspberry Pi or Arduino, but like either way, it's going to be IoT, and I'm just very excited about the idea. And then that way I get to play with like the Twitch stream, like literal chat stream, and then program like a mini bot. I'm guessing. So that would be really fun. I'm very excited about this project. That's a side thing that I'm very excited about. So High Altitude Cherenkov says a pretty standard build is CPU, motherboard, RAM, graphics card, hard drive, power supply, computer case. Ooh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for breaking that down for me. Thank you, Nerdy Curious. Yeah, I do share really good knowledge in a lot of the videos. So I think that one in particular was a comment on video. So I went on Coding Train. So Dan Schiffman's, and I think it was a stream. Was it a stream? No, was it a stream? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think it was a stream. So I went on Coding Train's stream, and I kind of went through an intro to SVG and D3, and that one is like one of my workshops that I am really proud of, and so I know I share good knowledge in that one. And then somebody was like, I think one of the comments just said like or something like that. And I was like, I don't I think it's one of those. Well, first of all, people are like, don't read the comments. So I don't read well, my comments are nice. The comments I get are nice just because my channel is so small. But I think that one, I don't think even bothered me that much because I was like, well, if that's the only thing you got from that video, that's not my problem. So yeah. Oh, yeah. Nerdy Curious says, I'm an and it drives me insane. It's really difficult. I agree with you. It's so difficult to self-edit live. But yeah. Gilliam says, podcasting is a live experience. Ums are expected. But I feel like there are people that have gotten really good at not saying ums or not having any filler words. So yeah. And I think instead of filler words, they have like very intentional, very intentional pauses, and it's like extremely effective pauses. I guess those are like a lot of politicians are very good speakers, which I guess makes sense. And I'm not trying to be like politician level, but I think it just I just get annoyed with my own ums and likes. Hello, Sasank Thapa. Hello, how are you? I am, well, what I was saying earlier was I'm mentally exhausted. And I wasn't in the best of moods earlier, but I think this is like my I knew that the tag says science and technology, and I should have updated it to just chatting. But today might be one of those just chatting moods where this is like my own therapy session that I am putting you through. I'm very sorry. But I think, and it's a little bit gloomy outside, which I kind of really like in fall time, but also impacts my mood a little bit. But yeah, how are you doing? So extant replicant, hello. Oh, there's like a little, oh, I just killed a little tiny bug. Oops. Hold on, I need to figure this out. I'm gonna be right back because there's a tiny little bug that was flying around and now it's on my hand. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh, oh my gosh. Hello. Says hello, Bryce Allen. Bryce Allen says hello from Texas. Foot Fromage is also from Texas. Oh, welcome. It's from Texas. I'm in San Francisco, and I think we have quite a few people. Actually, I think there's some people from Europe and some from places in the US. Ooh, Gilliam says pre-built PCs are nice nowadays. Extant Replicant says, I'm on the verge of getting a PC as well. I think I may just get pre-built, to be honest. Wait. Hold on. When you say pre-built, that's what that's what um I haven't had it. Sorry, I haven't had a PC, like tower, in more than a decade, like 12 years probably. So, if any of my questions sound ignorant, that's because it is, because they are. And so, but I thought off-the-shelf PCs were pre-built PCs. Is that what you mean? Oh my God, what is with all these? I think I might not be. I think there's something going on with my plants, and I'm getting a lot of tiny little bugs. And bugs are the one thing that I'm just like, I need to take care of them right away. So I need to figure this out after the stream. Anyways, I'm getting so distracted. Uh, oh, Arlington. Well, so I don't know if I'll be streaming the IoT experience because I think that means a completely different camera setup. Because then that probably means because I have a camera, just a webcam right there. But then I probably want like a camera that like points down at what I'm doing. This is my craft table that I haven't crafted on in months. So I don't know if that means like I need to craft like a camera for my craft table or so I feel like I would love to stream it because I think it would be really fun. I love things like that where I'm like streaming something for the stream, but I don't know what the setup would be for that. So, but it's just play with Twitch but offline for now. Yeah. I think I just want to like program the fairy lights to like flash a certain way. I think that'd be so fun. Huh. Wow. Is that what happens? So Gilliam says I heard people have to hire someone to filter those comments and give a summary. Guess that might be what happens in a bigger channel. There are also coaches to improve speech patterns if you really want that. Yeah, I don't know yet if like I'm to the point of wanting a coach, but definitely when I was taking that communications class, the thing the professor was saying was just like having a swear jar, but instead of a swear jar, it's like a filler word jar. So every time you say ums and likes, you have to put like a quarter in there or something. And that's really effective, is what I was told. I've never tried that because I'm like, I feel like I would lose so much money. But, ooh, Aldrin, where do you live? I, we don't ever get snowfall here. But actually, I'm gonna be in Tahoe I think twice this winter season, so I'm really excited about that. We're gonna we're gonna go to a cabin and I'm very excited about being in Tahoe when there's snow. Ah, I see. So pre-built means someone selected parts that work well together and they pieced it together and shipped it ready to go. Um, oh, I see. And High Altitude says, uh, you've picked the parts yourself. Yeah, being self-conscious is most of the work towards speech improvement. Yeah, I try really hard to, yeah, that's why I was saying, I try really hard to self-edit. Oh, okay, so originally for today, I was going to work on the thing that I've been working on for 2 weeks, which is essentially that voting problems on election day. Yeah, it's been 2 whole weeks since, I mean, I haven't been working on them other than, I haven't had the chance to work on them outside of the streams, but because I've had to do other projects, and that's the other projects have had deadlines, and that's what I've had to work on. But I have to be perfectly honest, I don't know if I currently have the mental capacity for it to work on it right now. I was debating on this before the stream of maybe it could be just a chiller stream, but actually I think maybe there's some low-hanging fruits that I can work on for this visualization. And yeah, there might be some low-hanging fruits. And I'm not going to do it in a Pomodoro way. I think I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I think I might do it like usual and kind of talk through it a little bit and then code and then talk through it a little bit. But I do want to say that for the stream, I think I'm going to go back to this 2 p.m. time as the usual time. And yeah, so I think I'm going to go back to Wednesday and Fridays at 2 p.m. And next week is Thanksgiving week in the US. So I think I'm going to take next week off. And then I think then after, and then 2 weeks after that, the week of, I think, the 7th or something, I think I'm going to take that week off also. So I'll update kind of these like holiday schedule on the my Twitch profile, and I'll also tweet it. These names are so confusing, but I'll also say that on Twitter. And ultimately, I really want to like put in a page on my website that's kind of just my Twitch schedule, my stream schedule. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to a break. But for today, let's work on some hopefully low-hanging fruit for the visualization. Honestly, I think it's like 80% there, and it really is just some of the last little things. Oh, so the last time around, where we got to last Wednesday, is we got it, we spent all of last Wednesday, the 2 hours or so, basically trying to figure out how to bundle these links. And actually, I think the thing that I did change afterwards, after yesterday, or sorry, after last week, is I think I made it such that some of the circles, some of the counties are above the line, and then some of them are below the line, just so that I can see them easier. And the ones above the line are the ones that are swing states, counties and swing states, and the ones below are the ones that are in counties in other states. So I did do that, and then because of that, I've had to adjust the arrow part a little bit, which now makes it hard to see again. So there's that struggle. But for today, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to edge bundle the links, I think I'm just going to make it into a curve, so that at least, yeah, so make it into a curve. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I'm going to plug in unemployment data, and I'm going to do some of the drop down interactions. So yeah, I'm gonna finish some of the interactions, and then I was hoping to get to this week after my previous deadline, but I think I'm gonna have to work some more on my other project. So I'm a fan of that emote. Okay, so let's start, but with drawing a curve. Yes, I am all for your random questions, Alice. Okay, but for now, I'm gonna turn those lines into curves. So I have that in the code section and the links. Okay, so I have to take out the artificial root. Okay. Wait, Uncle Iroh. Wait, is Uncle Iroh the one from Last Airbender? Is that the Uncle Iroh? Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I am trying to draw a curve for each source and target pair. So let's do this. Okay. Let's do. Okay, I think let's do source and target constants is equal to map these and ooh, what about that song reminds me of Uncle Iroh? I don't think it's been so long since I watched Last Airbender. I don't actually remember. The source and target. And so what we want then is, let's see. Okay, so x1 is the source. So source dot x. Okay, so I think we don't need any of these parts anymore. And y1 is dot y plus source dot y and x2 is target dot x and y2 is equal to yeah, I think that's right. And then let's set source is equal to target at the end. So that no longer applies. Alright, and then okay, I don't think we need any of these anymore. And then oh, okay, so I'm not going to play that right now, but I have seen that there are some Yeah, I have seen that there's been a lot of Twitch streamers that have been getting DMCA takedowns, which is really unfortunate. But also, yeah, I think that I've always been really confused by the number of like just copyrighted songs that have been used in Twitch streams, especially for like kind of yeah, because there's like the whole DJing aspect of people can request for songs in a Twitch stream, but then I've always been very confused because I'm like I guess maybe Twitch just falls under one of those like you don't get in trouble for using copyrighted music. And I was like, maybe as long as it doesn't go to YouTube, maybe that's okay. I'm also very confused as to why that's okay for those copyrighted music to stay in a VOD, but I guess maybe there's something that Twitch worked out. And last week I saw that news and I was like, oh, so I guess it's not that Twitch worked something out, but just that's not like that actually wasn't like that's not actually allowed. Uh, yeah. So they just jumped the gun when they made that feature. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not actually very knowledgeable about how it's being enforced right now, the DMCA takedown. Um, my impression was that it was the bigger channels getting that takedown because they get so many views, but I don't actually know. I just saw like a headline about it. Oh no. Okay, no. Okay. Nerdy Curious says no. It's across the board. Got it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I heard that it was a lot of clips getting taken down. Yeah, because I guess like for yeah longer videos, you will have to analyze the whole thing. Oh, it's only making Nerdy Curious says it's only making waves because big accounts have been served DMCA's. So is it something that's been going on for a while, but it's only been happening to smaller accounts, and then now it's actually happening to bigger accounts too? Oh, accounts have been taken down because of deleted content, which is an issue. How do they... Wait, how do they even know copyright material and deleted content? Huh. Hi, the liver. How are you doing? And it says, from what I heard, clips have been an issue for a long time. Is that because clips aren't like made by the actual like Twitch account? Oh, I see. I see. And so I see. So Nerdy Curious says because record labels get the content from Twitch servers, Twitch users delete on their end doesn't mean Twitch has on theirs. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, which is unfortunate that that's how it's being handled. Actually, also the like it's interesting. Is it just that like the propagation of that delete just has a lag on Twitch's side, or just like is it that even after a user actually deletes, that Twitch on their end just does not delete it at all? So like I think yeah, I think that's different. Huh. Yeah. Okay, let's try and make curved links. All right, so to make curved links, you need the starting xy, the ending xy, and then usually what I like to do, how should I do it? Okay, so I usually like to use two cubic Bezier curves. No. I like to use two quadratic curves. And so quadratic curves are quadratic Bezier curve. So where's the quadratic Bezier curve? Okay, so these are cubic Bezier curves. So cubic ones, you have two handles that you can manipulate, but quadratic only has one. Yeah, there we go. And so this is the control, or this is what the string looks like. So it is basically an x and y for that midpoint, and then an x and y for the ending point. So what we want to do is draw two quadratic curves. Okay, I need to, hold on, I need to think this through. But actually, let's calculate the midpoint first. Const mx is equal to, middle x is equal to, let's do x1 plus x2 and divide by 2, and then midpoint y is y1 plus y2 divide by 2, and then that way the path should be, alright, and let's just calculate the path in here. So yeah, I really don't think I need this one anymore, because I'm not trying to make a tree structure. Okay, and then, wait. Yeah, okay, hold on. So, actually, oh, that's unfortunate. Your solution has been wishy-washy at best. Tangent! Yeah, actually, so the clips, I saw something about how clips are, like I saw something about how it's not fair for a user's account to be taken down because of clips, because clips aren't something that they've made. But I'm confused by that statement, because I think clips are, like, you can still delete those clips, right? I actually don't know. A YouTube reactor? What is that? Okay. So now we're going to do this. I'm gonna flatten that. So links, and we're going to return a line for each for each county, and the path is going to be, let's move to the starting point. So the starting point is going to be x1 and y1, and then the first quadratic curve that we want, that point is going to be at still the starting x, but let's get the y to the halfway point. So m and y, then end it at the midpoint. And then the second quadratic curve, let's have the x be at the final x, so x2, and then I still want the y to be at the midpoint y, and then I want that curve to end at the final point, and that's the x2 and y2. Actually, I've been forgetting to put commas in here. And then that should then, why does, okay, so there is an error. Unexpected end of input. Okay, so there is something that's, so I need to finish this. And then I think, no, links, wait, hold on. I have to return, not push, but return this. Oh no, okay, so actually, I want to do this after. Return data. Okay. Oh no. Oh wait, why is that plus 2? Okay, plus 1. Alright. I think now, did that work? Please work. Please work. Ooh! Well, now we have curved links and they don't look any better than they did before. So I'm going to stop trying to bother with the links. Yeah, that doesn't look any better than... That looks no better than the straight lines from before. So I'm gonna stop trying to bother with the links. I'm gonna leave them there for now. Yeah, that doesn't look any better. In fact, I think that might look worse. But hello! Hi, hello, you're this. Actually, we were just talking about the imposter syndrome episode earlier that you had mentioned. And oh well, actually, yeah. That was a big tangent too. About how I re-listened to it and I was like, wow, I talk a lot in that episode. And so the takeaway was, okay, I'm gonna try when I'm not a guest and I'm a cast member, I'm gonna try and not speak so much. So yeah, actually, Observable did in fact highlight an out of bounds index as a syntax error. Nice indeed. Yeah, I think, but I'm not even sure like what colors to give as, because like I already am using color for one thing, which is I'm using the saturation of color, actually no, the lightness of a color, the opacity of a color for the time of day, which I still don't think, I'm not a fan of that. I might actually revert to using different types of voting problems for colors. And actually maybe that's the right way to go, of coloring the links by those voting problems. Actually, maybe I should be using the voting problems types for the color right now. But yeah, I don't know what to do for content. I really do feel like that the edge bundling is what we need. And actually, I was thinking about this after last week's stream of how to make edge bundling work for this, which is this is so much work, but of grouping. So essentially, the reason last week of at the end I figured out why the edge bundling wasn't working is very much in the name of that that function, because it was called hierarchical edge bundling, and I thought maybe the fact that I had this kind of like a like 3 tiers would mean that it will work for the hierarchical edge bundling, but it doesn't. And the reason is because the way that it's bundling is it's bundling the edges of leaves of a tree that share the same parent nodes. And so that's how that edge bundling is working. And so because these links don't share any, so like it's because first of all, they're links not between, sorry, I don't even know how to explain this. So because I'm not trying to show just the leaves, so that particular example was just the leaves of a tree, and then bundling by the parent nodes. And this one is a parent and child relationship, and there's no other nodes in between to like bundle by, which means if I want to do the edge bundling, then I would have to code a middle um, a middle um, node myself. So like I would have to go in and say, okay, like group all of these nodes that are, sorry, group all of these links that are close by each other. Like as in, their source and targets are close enough to each other. So like group them together and then create an artificial node in between that like ties them together. Then we can have edge bundling, I think is how I've worked out that logic. And that just sounds like a lot of work. And the only reason why I was trying to do the links is because I wanted to see if there's any trends of like, once we connect across all of these different dimensions of like, I was thinking about it like a parallel coordinate. Yeah, so I might have to consider that like a potentially lost cause. Um, ooh, can you filter to show only the below the fold lines? What do you mean by below the fold? Thank you. Yes, I think it still boggles my mind that you're willing to tune in for like hours and listen to me talk. It boggles my mind. This is in response to Gillian's um, point about Shirley, you do realize why we're all here. Um, I mean, like, I'm really grateful and like I'm really flattered that you tune in, but at the same time, it boggles my mind that you tune in and are willing to listen to me talk. Um, oh, color intensity of line based on circle size. Well, see, here's the question though. Like, here, it really the question is like, what am I trying to do with these lines? Like, what? It's like, okay, so do I sound stressed? Okay, so this is how it looks like without the lines, and it looks really nice and clean. And so I only want to add in the lines if it like adds value, right? And I think it adds value if we can see some sort of like a trend. Um, and so what I mean by that is like, for example, if we're able to see, that a lot of the counties with less percent Black population are going towards the counties that voted more Republican in 2016. Like, that's an interesting thing. And then, like, you can see kind of the opposite trend happening with the counties, and I think that's not only an interesting trend, but kind of like an almost an expected trend, right? Of like this sort of shape of going from those with higher percent Black population that voted more Democratic, and that's that's the kind of thing that I'm curious about. So unless we can make that more concrete with these lines, then unless we can like really kind of convey that, then I don't think it's worth having in here. And actually, for that matter, I think one of the things I was going to do was only show the links that are for swing state counties. So let me do that. Oh, wait. So I don't know if wait, is it already being, anyways, so then if I was to use color, for example, then I will want it to be mapped to whatever the x-axis is, I think. So yeah, I think that, for example, the circle size is the number of precincts affected. And so that, I think, isn't as important to me for the kind of pattern that I'm trying to see. Yeah. Although that might indeed be very interesting. So let's give that a try. So these circles, let's see. For example, instead of using a past 0.5, let's say, what if I did d.source dot what is it? Size, so r, divide by, I think I max it at 40. I'm just gonna hard code it for now. So potentially very interesting. I'm half a mind to just like take out the ones that aren't swing states. But no, I don't think I should do that. I'm really struggling with this one. And I think I'm struggling with it because I went in without fully knowing what I wanted to show. Ah, yeah. So bunch the bubbles above and below the fold, and only half of them are useful in context of the tree. Yeah. Make a decision about swing bubbles. And the lines can be red to blue or red and blue when intensity luminance. Indeed. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Although, if, for example, you're saying, hello near this, that the lines could be red to blue or red and blue with intensity and luminance. Like, for example, let's say, like, this is not a red to blue, right? Or red or blue, like this middle line. So then, like, let's say, for example, we want this line to go from some sort of a gray shade to a red shade. because we've decided to like color according to the x-axis, then we will have to do a gradient. Wait, is that how we will achieve it? If we were going from an x-axis, or sorry, if we were going to go from, let's say, some shade of gray to a red, will we achieve it with a gradient? My brain hurts thinking about it, because then you have to make so many different gradients. No, wait. No. Do you have to make different gradients? Actually, I came across a really interesting article the other day that was like making gradients with a mask in SVG. Is this the one? So, having a gradient that goes from black to white, and then having both a red and green rectangle, and then using a mask to create, so the mask, so this is such a fascinating idea to me, because I think it actually solves the problem so right now, if you were to have gradients that have different starting and ending colors, then what I know from how SVG gradients work is that you would need a new gradient for each combination of different starting and ending colors. And so depending on the number of your starting and ending color combinations, that could be like hundreds of gradient definitions, which is obviously not something we want. And so this one is fascinating to me because it's saying just have one gradient definition and one mask where the mask uses that gradient definition, and like it's black and white, and then apply that to like the colors, to the rectangles with the colors. So the way we would do it is we would have one gradient and probably a rectangle mask, and have two paths. So we would draw a line, one of those curved links twice, one with the starting color and one with the ending color, and then apply the mask on, I guess, the top one, which is a fascinating idea. So, although I do suppose that in the end, I guess you get the same number of elements. I'm just not sure which is more expensive computationally. Like browser implementation wise, I don't actually know what's like, is it more expensive to have more gradient definitions or more just like rendering elements, if that makes sense? Because I think either strategy, we do end up making probably the same number of SVG elements. Like it's just either you make a bunch of gradients or you make a bunch of paths. I think you end up with like net about the same. That's an interesting question. Huh. Oh, but I guess for each linear gradient, then you also have like what's in here. Honestly, I do sometimes wonder about like what affects browser like rendering performance. But ooh, I just missed a bunch of things. It says, why bother with non-swing states? I think it is good to show that, like, you know, there are problems that have happened in non-swing states. And now I'm wondering if I want to like have it be two separate graphs all together. Now that's what I'm wondering. Oh God, my brain hurts. I think this is why, yeah, this is why my projects take so long, because I'm just like, oh, but I could do this better, or I could do this better. That's the problem. Oh God, no, 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 no. No, don't do that. Don't do. I don't want to do. I don't want to separate out. Okay, no. Okay, one thing at a time. Oh, thank you, Bubblecast. Thank you. No rainbow option. No rainbow option. There are no rainbow options. Near this will make visual sense based on user knowledge of the red-blue system. Yeah. Oh no, temporary loss of bandwidth. It does sound like a good hack, right? Oh, the line width. Bubblecast says the line width. Yeah, CPU versus RAM. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Bubblecast. Yeah, two graphs. I feel like. Oh, you know what? You're right. Let's do two graphs. I was thinking. I think I'm making it like unnecessarily. I think I'm like making this unnecessarily complicated. Hold on. I'm thinking this through. So. Okay. I think I have an idea. Oh God, I'm overcomplicating it. Thank you, Goose of Wild. Thank you for the follow. Indeed, a positive pick-me-up. Oh, awesome. Welcome in. Bubblecast says, data specialist from the Netherlands. If you need a virtual hand, let me know. Oh no, Gilliam. That's not what I meant. But I hope you have a good night, Gilliam. You did not make a mess. I'm pretty sure I made the mess by myself. Yeah, I am overthinking it. Which is basically, because it's basically, I think, most projects. I'm just overthinking it. I think that's why things just don't get published for me, because I'm like, oh, but I could do this better. Okay, let's do the things that I can do. So, for example, let me just plug in the unemployment data. That's something I've been meaning to do. Just one little thing at a time. Okay, so let's see. Let's put it in all project data, and let us just get this in. So let's do, where do I want to put it? All right, let's put it in. Let's put it in here. Let's put it in. Oh wait, I think I missed telling you this. You said something earlier about multitasking here, working on observable, trying to come up with palette ideas based on coding with Fire's palette work. Ooh, reusable style elements. So observable HQ coding with Fire. So reusable. Ooh. Ooh, I love the I just realized, I was like, wait, this code looks really familiar. I was like, wait, this looks exactly like my color palette. Not my color palette, but like my color palette code, which makes sense because they're importing my color palette code, which I don't think is the best code, but I'm glad it's helpful. Um, Ooh, yeah. So this is how I come up with color palettes for my projects. I just like plug in a bunch of different combinations in Chroma and see what works or not. I like this a lot. I like this color scheme a lot. What is the palette ideas that you're working on? Hello, near this. Um, Global Cause says Python and Jupyter. Oh no, so this is called Observable and it is in the web, but it's very, very similar to a Jupyter notebook. I'm glad that they loved it too. I wonder where they found it. Um, I'm probably importing it, huh? Am I importing it? How did they find my color palette code? Okay, so let's get unemployment rates. All right, and let's go and get that from my Google Doc. So then, all right, get it from here. Perfect. And then, oh no, and now I have to correct the FIPS code, I think. Yeah, I have to correct the FIPS code. Okay. So to correct the FIPS code, where is that little piece of code? Oh no, see, this is why I need to. This is why it's not good to just copy and paste code. Because now I can't remember. Where is it? Now I can't remember where that piece of code is. Oh no. Alright. Where do I do it? The FIPS code problem is I have so many of these. Hold on. Alright. The problem with if I was to just control F, is that it might be in one of these cells that are not open. Is it in one of these cells that are not open? It might even be in a different notebook altogether. So, let's see. It might actually be in a different notebook. Alright, it might be in this one. I swear I used it somewhere else. Did I use it? Where did I use it? Did I use it in here? In voting problems? Where did I? I did use it in here. Okay, there we go. And then, all right. I've lost, there we go. All right, const fips code is equal to county fips to string dot pad start 5, comma 0. Of course that's what it is. Okay. Pad start 5, 0. So let's put in the fips code. And then what else do I want? I want, okay, so force, do I, sorry. I'm gonna call this total instead of labor force. Employed is gonna be and then I need to plus. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. Okay, so I see what I did wrong. I need to replace, okay, I need to replace any commas. That makes sense. Replace, I have a replace commas. Okay, I'm gonna make a function called replace commas string and replace a comma globally with an empty string. So then, and then I can plus it. Replace commas. That should work. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, hello, Rick Nightcrawler. I'm still working on that same project or that same visualization. I feel like there was a big stumbling point because of the links. It is a bit chaotic right now, that is true. So I'm about to actually pull in the unemployment data. And where should I merge it in? Let's see. Okay, yeah, I should merge it into this data. So let's do this, all counties and data. Okay, so actually, no, I want to be pulling it in at all counties. So where's my imports? There we go. And let's call get unemployment data. And actually, I need to republish this. And then go get it. Sometimes I have to refresh. Ah, cool. Tailwind. How near this? Ways to make color palettes. Returning arrays based on color and gradients. Making color warmer and cooler like Tailwind does. Now to select black or white based on color for best contrast. Oh yeah, so I usually, after I work on the color palettes, then after I generate some colors, what I do is I like to put it through a viz palette. Yeah, so Susie's viz palette. And I like, the reason why there's commas and stuff here, there's like string, it's in string and comma, is so that I can copy and paste it directly into viz palette. And I'm like, color report, is there any conflicts? So that's what I like to do. Ooh, yeah. Ah, interesting. Minimize conflicts for categorical palettes. Fascinating. Ah, and then link colors difficult to tell apart. Ah, so then it tells you that these two are going to be difficult to tell apart. I like this a lot. Yeah, so that's why I have it in those comments, so that I can. Ooh. Oh, I don't know why we were doing grayscale. Okay. Yeah. So this is helpful. Then this tells me that I need to adjust the second and third colors. So that's how I do the contrast part. Okay. So what was I doing? Ah, yes, I was getting the unemployment data. The ML. When you say ML, are you saying machine learning or so the website was bizpalette suzielu. Wait, hold on. The actual website is projects.suzielu.com/viz-palette. Viz-palette. Yeah. Ah, okay. Wait. Localcast says just take the color codes and make the ML pick one every X number. There must be some sort of calculation as well to make them fitting to each other. Have you seen the data on Donald.win? No, I have not. I'm a little bit scared to know to go there. What is this? Wait, what's the data? Oh, that's cool. GitHub.io/train has an app that lets you train for a contrast and then generates code. Oh, that's awesome. Whoa. I feel like I'm just leaning. Yep, that's. Ooh. This is kind of fun. Oh no, I regret that one. Ooh. This is really fun. Okay, train the neural network. What? Why IQ from you? Your neural network. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, let's get the unemployment data in so that I'll put into all counties. And let's see. Okay, so cost unemployment data is equal to find unemployment. I should call it unemployment data, but okay, I'll do that later. p.fips code is equal to fips code, and if data or unemployment data and return, and then I think Huh. Okay. Oh, wait. Type something? Like into the chat or here. There we go. Okay. Time of undefined. Time range. What's happening here? Sorted one data. Okay, let's look at that later. Ah, because there's nothing coming back. Unemployment. Let's see. All right, put a debugger here. Oh, what's going on? Interesting. Wait, what? Oh, I was taking the wrong, okay, Phipps code. All right, that's why unemployment data. All right, let's republish this. Okay, so that's why I was looking at the wrong, okay, I was looking at the wrong attribute. That's why that wasn't working. Okay, now let's figure it out. You have JSONs and CSVs, but what is the data that you're trying to link me? I'm like a little bit scared of what it is that you're trying to link me. All right, so unemployment data, unemployment. Where is, there we go. All right, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, so then now have the unemployment rate, which I feel like I should call something better. So I'll call it unemployment. And then here, I'm gonna get unemployment. And I'm gonna pass that in also. Then, and I think here, yes, okay, so here, instead of saying income, I'm gonna say unemployment, and I'll say unemployment rate as the label, and something's not working, not read property dot of undefined. Dot of undefined. All right, let's refresh and see if the problem goes away. Voting data, but the numbers without the switches and deleted votes. Switches and deleted votes? What does that mean? Switches and deleted votes. Oh no, okay. Oh, so many, okay, wait. All right. My X, right, I'm having problems with my X scale. Where is my X scale? Right, then let's see. All right, let's put a debugger here. A blockchain log. What does lost votes mean? What does switched and lost votes mean? Wow, there is a county with an unemployment rate of 22%. Oh my gosh. Okay. Median. Where did I get grouped by FIPS from? Ah, I see what's happening. Okay. So somewhere I haven't. I'm not passing in the unemployment rate, and I need to do that. There we go. So here, okay, there we go. I need to put in the unemployment rate. And then that should work. That's still not working. Okay. Let's see what's wrong. Now the group by FIPS has the unemployment rate, right? Do we not? What? Oh, we do not. Wait, why do we not have that? Okay, now we have that. Okay, so now why aren't you working? Ooh, I think you are working. Okay, so now let's see. Is that working? Yes. No. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it did feel very, that subreddit did feel very partisan to me as well. Oh yes, so this unemployment rate is during is August of this year. So I'm a little bit I'm actually a little bit hesitant to use this unemployment rate because this is essentially, I have like 3 different years. So this is 2020, this is 2016, and this is, or sorry, this is 2018, I think that I'm using, and then this is 2016. So yeah. Oh, yes, I should be able to do that, Alice. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me take a look. Yes. Yes to your question, Alice. Sorry for not being responsive about that. And that you had to ask here. Okay. And okay, so let's see. Wait, oh my god. Alright, okay. Which one is being... Where's the console log that is generating so many? There we go. And then there is also the text should be wow. So I don't know why this median is being multiplied by, oh, I see why. Okay, so I think the easiest way to solve this is to just make that rate out of 100. So let's do that. You publish and then refresh, and there we go. And still not sure what to do with this. Okay, well, at least I put the unemployment rate in. And then I'm gonna say 20, I'm gonna put in 2020 here, 2018, and that one's 2016. There's a lot of different years, and I think on hover, okay, now I have to take care of the on hover. So I'm also going to write separate out swing states and non-swing states, question mark. And then now, what do I do with the hover? Ooh, so there was like a fun, interesting, trick that I wanted to use for the hover, which is, think so. Oftentimes with hover, the hard thing is that as you get closer to the edges, um, the hover, like the little div block that you're hovering, might, you know, be shown out of bounds. And so there was a really cool trick someone showed at a conference, an unconf, where you just apply the X and Y, uh, of the div, and you pass it into a scale so that like as it gets further down the screen, then it like as you get further down the screen, then the I think the div gets, how do I describe it? So top of screen, bottom of screen, and as you navigate down the screen, then the div itself, like if if it was like this, then as it goes down the screen, it by the end it's so if this is the bottom of the screen, and then instead of having that hover div like go all the way past the bottom of the screen, you like adjust it to be where the bottom is of the div is at the bottom of the screen. Does that make sense? That like, yeah, so you create like a scale that does that. I'm not sure if that makes sense to know. And I kind of only barely remember how to do that. Let me try it. Well, let me try first just putting in some data for the hover. So how do I do that? So basically, I want to, when I hover over one of these, then let's see, where is the draw charts, dots, style, and then dot on mouse. Do I want mouse enter or mouse move? Mouse enter. Say mouse enter. Then I want to, and just for now, console log. Oh, that's right, because I want this to be pointer events none. Let's see. There we go. And then I want to get the data that's bound to that. Cool. I need the original data so that I can show hover. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go get the original data. And then let's also in here make a div for the hover. Div ID is hover. And then I guess I will also put in a class that's like text. Oops. Okay, so then let's put in text block. So let's say for text blocks, what should I do? All right, so let's go and grab, so that's grab the hover, so hover is equal to d3 div dot select the hover ID, and then let's put some information in there. So let's, for example, say hover dot HTML. Let's say d dot cool. Okay, so I need to do something, which is where I'm drawing the text, I should give them a select all dot label. Let's give it a class of also label, so that my hover div, when I put the text into the hover div, I don't replace the label text too. So let's do that. Label text block, label, and then, oh, and then I was supposed to put in some of the original data. So where is that? So this is, so let's put in the original data. Cool. Okay. Ooh, Riverside, California. I feel like there's like so much like different ways that I want to show this data. I think that's why I'm having so much trouble, because I feel like, for example, I want to like color by the state. I want to color by the problem type. Like I want to, there's like different, I think that's what I'm struggling with. It's like all these different ways that I want to show the information. Okay. So let's do county, and then let's go and get county and state, And then also get the unemployment, so the three things, yeah. So let's get county, state, unemployment rate, then black population, and margin. So let's get that. And then okay, so then after that, let's go and make some titles. Actually, okay, so let's do it this way. Strong, and then let's put in this county, state, and then let's loop through. Yeah, so I was thinking of putting a checkbox for the different the different voting problem types. So I was going to do that outside of this cell. I was going to do it like right on top, maybe like right by this slider. Yes, the tomato timer is gone. I've just been working without stopping, which is maybe not a good thing. I'm not sure yet. Probably should stop soon. Margin of victory. Alright, so let's do that for now. Let's see how it looks. Ooh. So, now, I think the interesting thing would be to do... Okay, so now let's go and get the XY positions. So that would be... How do I do that? D3.mouse. So I want to get the XY positions of my mouse. So is that solid? Ooh, D3.mouse is no longer a thing. What happened to D3.mouse? Mouse position in D3. Excuse me. What happened to D3.mouse? D3.mouse is no longer a thing. What happened to it? What do I use instead? Ah, there we go. It's now D3.pointer. I think. Is it? D3.pointer. Okay, so returns a 2-element array of numbers representing the coordinates of the specified event relative to the specified target. Event can be UI event, okay. Defaults to the source event's current target property. Alright, so that means I can do get the XY is equal to d3.pointer, pass in the event, and then I want it to be relative to the SVG. So I think the target is probably the DOM element itself. Specify target. An HTML element. Okay. So yeah, so I think I want the SVG node. And then let's specify that for the hover, I'm gonna set style of the top is going to be Y pixels, and then the left is going to be X pixels. And now, theoretically, there we go. Cool. Awesome. And actually, I don't think I even need to do anything fancy because my static data set, I don't even need to do anything fancy. Nice. So with my static data set, my hover never goes off screen. Awesome. Okay, so let me go style that. So I think I called that a text block label. No, I called it hover. So let's go give it a z index of 1000 so that it's above all of the other labels. Then I want a background that's just white, and maybe I'll do a light border. Let's see what that looks like. Cool. Good enough for now. I need to like format it much better, but good enough for now. It's so fascinating. I should also make it disappear on, okay, so let's do a style. So default style is that it's not there. Display none, and then display none, display hidden, display none. And then on mouse enter, let's make it style, display block. And then on mouse wheel, we'll have it be hover dot style is display none. Oh no, unexpected token. Missing a parens. There we go. Cool. Okay. Oh, and the voting problems. Dang it, that's the main thing. I need to list the voting problems. Oh, I remember now. I was gonna also make it so that you can click on the link and go read them. So I can't just have it be hover like this. I think I might have been considering putting it on the side. Okay, much more thinking I need to do. But I don't know if it sounded like a doorbell. It sounded more like an airport announcement to me. Yeah, some counties have many more. And so that's why I was going to show them. Yeah, so the hover needs a lot more work. I might actually have to put it on the side. And you know what? I think the whole separating out the swing states, I might just put that into like a toggle too. Just going to be a lot of toggles. Also, I'm starting to regret this slider because it like is so computationally expensive. Yeah. I'm starting to regret it. Starting to wonder if the time is actually that important. I guess it's like a fun thing to leave in there. Okay, so yeah, I think instead of trying to separate out the swing states and non-swing states, I think I might just have a toggle of like show all states versus just swing states. I think I'm going to, on hover, kind of show, okay, so this is the kind of interaction that hurts my brain. So do I want it such that on hover I show this, and if you click on the group, then it shows all of the links? Or because there's got to be a way for you to be able to interact with this little box. So then do you interact with it, like you click on it and then you interact with it, or do you just have it on hover and then my brain hurts. Okay. Yay! I'm glad the hover makes it feel so much more complete. Yeah, now you can finally see the actual information. You click on it and then it takes you to an external link. Click to list X issues. Yeah, so then the question is, after someone's clicked on it, then, so I also have a to do that on hover, everything else should be faded out. But actually, should it be that on hover, I don't fade out anything? Because I feel like that might be computationally expensive. But actually, that only on click that we fade everything else out. And then also you can see more details on the side. That might be how I go about it. And then if you click again, then it releases. I might do it that way. So on hover, you get like a preview of information, and then on click, then you can see more detailed information. So on click, show detailed information, and then on click, link the same counties, and then fade out all other counties. Drop down to highlight certain states, and also a toggle to show only swing states, and drop down to highlight certain states, drop down to highlight, actually, let's make these check boxes to highlight different. Okay, I feel like I'm now feeling better about this than I did previously. I still don't understand why this bubble is highlighted, but then like below here. Anyways, okay, feeling much better about this than when I first started. So thank you for helping me get here. I think to finish up, okay, so I think I'm feeling okay about all of the interactions. The only thing that I'm still uncertain about, I feel really uncertain about, is these links. It's the only thing that I feel uncertain about. So I think that yeah, I'm feeling much better about the visualization or like the bubbles. I'm feeling better about the interactions we're going to have. I just need to think much more about the links, and I might end up just taking the links out. That might actually be the cleanest solution. I think even the fact that of showing the fact that, a lot of these medians are higher, I think that's probably helpful. Like a lot of these median, so the median for the counties with voting problems are higher than the national median. I think that's helpful to show. Um, yeah. Okay. Feeling much better about the state of this, I think. I think I'm feeling much better about this. I am starting to really wonder why I even have this slider. Because I don't know how important the time of occurrence is. I think the important thing is that it occurred. So I'm starting to wonder if I even want to keep this in here. Yeah, I need to think of that through. Like, is the time of, I don't think the time of occurrence is that important. I think the type of voting problem is important. And I think that's, yeah, and I think that's maybe what I should be coloring by. I'm also starting to feel like um, these dash lines um, make it look too yellow. So I need to think that too. But I need to actually figure out another color palette for this. Do I have what's my style guide? I don't have one for colors, other colors. Okay, so change color to voting problem type. Do I still want to drop down for certain states? I don't know. I have to think about that one too. Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much. Um, yeah, so I'm planning to use all the white space at the top right to display details. Yes, indeed. Um, and thank you so much for joining these streams. Ah, Rick Nightcrawler, that's so interesting. time of occurrence can be more meaningfully connected with closing time and opening time. But I agree, type trumps the time. There's a lot of data quality issues with time, I will say. Fair enough. I think I'm going to take out the this because I don't think it adds much. Although the idea of closing time and opening time is very interesting to me. Although I think probably out of scope for this particular visualization. I think if I was to do it, it might be for I think it might be interesting for a different visualization. And certainly I feel like it's a really good data set, so I do want to use it more. Um, so we'll see. Yeah. I'm now, okay, this is a bad habit of mine where I just start tweaking numbers. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Before I can tweak any more numbers and spend way too much time on just like nudging pixels, I'm going to stop the stream here. Thank you so much again for joining and giving the feedback and getting us to this place. Um, I actually like it much more now that the links are gone. Um, yeah, I like that. Huh. Yep. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Friday. Yeah. Have a great night. Thank you so much for sticking around. Bye bye. Good night.